Hello everyone, Will Vortex here. Attempt number two of making this video. Um, this time I'm hoping to be more successful than the last time when YouTube said they detected copyrighted audio in a live stream with only my voice. That's how aggravated I am. Yeah, fuck this platform. But anyway, take two of this fucking video. Starting off, obviously, every Premier League team season rated. A bit of a different one today. So, first team obviously on the agenda is Arsenal. For me, it's a 4.5 out of 10. We've had a horror season. Unai Emery just brought us down so much. We were nearing relegation before he was inevitably let go. And Young Bert came in as interim to replace him, brought some stability, and Arteta has really improved us a lot. So, yeah. We've had a terrible season in relativity to what we should have had this season, which is pushing for Champions League football. But we are, once again, pushing for Champions League football, only a few points off of fifth place, where when the season got suspended, which is going to be Champions League qualification, obviously, because Man City is most likely banned from the Champions League. Next on the list is Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa is a phenomenal team, but not this season. Brought in the some players such as what's it called? Samata, Wesley, Douglas Luiz, Heaton, Pepe Reina, Tyrant Mings, a lot of phenomenal players, as well as being able to keep hold of Jack Grealish, their star man this season. So good on him. Next, but obviously they've had a poor season, 19th of the league, so that leads to a 3 out of 10 from me. Ooh. Next on the list is Bournemouth, who will be receiving from me a good old-fashioned 2 out of 10. Now, I know what you're thinking, 2 out of 10 is a bit harsh, isn't it? Well, it is. However, in relativity to what Bournemouth have been achieving since that 15-16 season, it's been an utter shit show this season. So, 2 out of 10. Eddie Howe's been a great servant to the club, and I think he's still doing well, but Bournemouth have just dropped off a little bit this season. I think they can still survive relegation, though, so. Next on the list is Brighton, who have had a similar sort of season to next. And I think it's been a decent enough season, and I think it's a 5.5 out of 10 for me. They haven't really, nothing really to comment. Graham Potter came in. Everybody was expecting relegation, but they have exceeded expectations this season, so 5.5 out of 10. Now, Burnley, the team smack dab in the middle. I think it's an ordinary season for them, so I think 7 out of 10 is probably the right answer. Sean Dyche still the manager, playing the usual boring football, but it leads to greatness for Burnley, so they keep it going. Next on the list is obviously Chelsea. Now, from a standpoint as to what we were expecting from them, it's been an incredible season for the Blues. Sitting right now, currently in 4th position, 3 points clear of United, and when the current season was suspended. For them, everybody was expecting maybe I'm going to finish outside of the top 6, and a pretty unproven manager in Frank Lampard. No funds or no transfers to be made with that transfer ban. So it was a poor position for them, but they got through it, and they're in 4th position right now. Tammy Abraham, the main reason for that success, obviously. Now, in terms of the next team we're going to speak about, is Crystal Palace. They as well have had a pretty good season. Roy Hodgson, the manager. Oh, I forgot to rate Chelsea, didn't I? For me, it's an 8 out of 10 for them. Terrific season. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, I think it's a middle of the park season. It's what they really expect A lot of people were expecting them to get relegated this season if they had lost Wilfred Zaha, but I think they did really well to keep hold of the man somehow, some way. So for me, it's 6 out of 10. Now Everton, from their standpoint, the beginning of the season was awful. They were in a relegation battle. They really improved once they brought in a proven manager like Carlo Ancelotti. They're currently sitting 12th in the Prem before the season got suspended. So for me, it's a 6 out of 10 again for them. I think they had a good season, but nothing too special before the season was suspended. Now for, I think, one of the most enthusiastic, incredible performing teams this season, Leicester City, sitting third in the Premier League before the season got suspended, exceeding everybody's expectations. Everybody in their team was phenomenal, and I think it's a 9 out of 10. They dropped form a little bit. They haven't been superb, but they did beat Southampton by incredible 9-0 earlier in the season, which was wow. So yeah, 9 out of 10. Just missing out on that 10 out of 10 mark. But here's a team that won't be missing out on the 10 out of 10 mark. It's Liverpool. I mean, what else can I say? There's no way that they're not going to get a 10 out of 10. They were almost invincible until Watford ended their invincible run. So, I mean, it's literally always going to be a 10 out of 10 for that team. Always. Always. And anybody else who disagrees with me, you're just a person who hates the Liverpool Football Club. I do, but me personally, I can't just be biased and say that that's not a 10 out of 10 season. There's nothing more to say. They were only lost one game this season, only drew one game this season. So there's nothing more to say. It's a sensational season. Obviously, getting knocked out of the Champions League round of 16, getting knocked out of the FA Cup. Everything was going to shit, but, it's still a 10 out of 10 season for the club. Man City, on the other hand, this would be seen nowadays, this is seen for Man City fans as a terrible season. But back in the day, everybody's like, 1920 would be finishing second? What? Before they got that takeover. So I think that, dude, what the hell dude, my voice just raised 56 octaves. Oh, lordy, 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 lord. Yeah, so for me, I think their season was good, but it's going to be a 5 out of 10 in relativity to other seasons that they've had in the past. We're second in the league when the season got suspended, but a whopping, ready for this? 25 points off of Liverpool at the top. So, yeah, terrible season. As for their local rivals, Man United, we've had a similar season. They want to obviously get back to Champions League football, but I think that they have had a terrible season relatively to what they would be aiming for. But I think bringing in Bruno Fernandes really, really helped them. They're currently sitting fifth, 3 points off fourth place. So I think that for them, it's a season of ups and downs. I think bringing in Bruno Fernandes really helped them this season. So I think that's going to bring their rating up to about a 7 out of 10 for them because they've been inconsistent. So that's all I got to say. As for Newcastle, this is an interesting one because although they have been exceeding expectations, they haven't been terrific. And I think that takeover is really going to help them. But that's besides the point. That's not what we're focusing on in today's video. If you want to see me talk more about that, you're going to have to go to the last video I uploaded about the takeover. But I think for me, it's a 5 out of 10 because they've exceeded expectations. Steve Bruce was expected to come in and not do exceptionally well. They were definitely expected to get relegated this season without Rafa Benitez, but they've done better than a lot of people thought. So fair play to them. 5 out of 10. Norwich, on the other hand, it's going to be a 0 out of 10. Yes, we're handing out a 0 out of 10. Horrible. Appalling. Terrible. Dude, come on, Norwich. Come on. Bottom of the league. No chance they're staying up. Terrible season. Not a lot of good reinforcements. So, 0 out of 10. Sheffield United will get a 10 out of 10. Yes, 10 out of 10. And relatively to what everybody was expecting. Relegation. They should have been relegated. They should be relegated. But they are sitting in the most incredible position. 7th place. Europa League qualification for small little Sheffield United. Managed to realize Chris Wilder. This side is exceeding expectations. 10 out of 10. No doubt about it. Southampton, on the other hand, will be getting a 3 out of 10. Just kidding. 5 out of 10. Sitting 14th in the league. They really bounced back after that loss against Leicester 9-0, but I think it was still a terrible season for them. Tottenham, 1 out of 10. No, I'm kidding. Same as Arsenal, 4.5 out of 10. Really, really disappointing. Bringing in Jose Mourinho, they thought they would get a sensational manager, but sorry, no chance in hell. Sorry, Tottenham. 4.5 out of 10, just like Arsenal. On the other hand, we got Watford up next, and I think they were out of the relegation zone when the season got suspended. They had a horrible start to the season, but they really picked up the pace, and I think 3 out of 10 is a fair rating for them. Nigel Pearson has really done well. West Ham, I think, same as Watford, 3 out of 10, could be relegated. David Moyes is a terrible manager, so I don't know what to expect from them. But last but not least, Wolves, who have had another incredible season, sitting in 6th before the season got suspended. 5 points off of 4th position, and I think it's a 8 out of 10. Another sensational season for them. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Peace.